Morning. Standing in McCarran, Nevada, outside of Reno at a Walmart. Just waiting to get unloaded, like normal. Be about 4 hours. Anyway, I just tried to watch a video by the trucking coach he put up. I guess it was a live feed last night. I don't know why these guys do live feeds. I guess they need that interpersonal interaction with the other YouTube truckers. I don't know. But yeah, YouTube truckers slash veterans slash Traveloko. Here's the deal. Most of the information you get off of YouTube from YouTube truckers is it's crazy. I mean, most of it is appears to be a lot of drama, a lot of bullshit, a lot of things people really don't need to know, don't care. At least I don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. You got some people out there put out some good information. Jeffrey Light puts out good information, and he's entertaining. S Cargo, entertaining. New House, entertaining. And some good information. I mean, everybody's got some good information. Some folks are more entertaining than others. But some folks are just driven by drama. I just tried to watch a trucker's coach live feed that he did last night, replay. It's all drama. I mean, I listened to it for like 30 minutes and had to quit. I mean, who cares? If you're happy, you're happy. If you're not happy, move somewhere else. Most of it's just a waste of your time and energy, and it isn't necessary for anything. Veterans. Oh my God. I'm retired Air Force, okay? Retired at April 1st, 95. So that's 20 some years ago. Started driving a year later. So I've been driving a while, been retired a while. But you know what? Even after 20 years in the Air Force, I don't allow that 20 years to define who I am. If you constantly gotta tell people you're a veteran, tell people you were in X branch of the service, oh, okay. The veterans that really need our thanks, not the guys like me that ran around the world and stayed in hotels, deployed once and stayed in a tent. But most of the time when I was on the road, it was hotels. Good hotels. Drivers. Whatever. Or nice rental cars. But, other than the combat vets, if you were in the service, I don't care what branch, and your claim to fame is that you had an assignment stateside for 4 years, oh, okay. If you were in 20 years and you ran around the world and stayed in hotels, oh, okay. That's like having a job. It's kind of like the honor guards. You're there to look pretty, not because of your killer instincts or whatever. You're there to look pretty. If that's what you did, that's what you did. Okay. Somebody has to do it. Hey, I don't like camping. I joined the Air Force, stayed in hotels. Does that make me less of a vet than somebody else? No. Does being in a unit where your job is to look pretty make you less of a vet? No. But in my opinion, as stated, combat vets are the ones that need your thank you. In the Air Force, other than the flyboys, there's only a few careers that are considered combat, quote unquote, have a possibility of being in combat. And they deserve that. They deserve the recognition for that and the thank you. But for the most part, it's just being in the Air Force. It's a job, baby. And since I retired, a lot of things have changed. And now you can even call in sick, like you work at GM or something. I don't know. It's crazy to me. But that's neither here nor there. So that takes care of the vet thing. I ain't belittling anybody for what they did in the service. But, you know, to me, if you're going to allow a couple years of your life to define who you are to where you've got to mention it every day, every other day, once a week, you know, to me that's like the high school center on the basketball team who was in school in 75 and played center when when his school won the state championship. You know, if you're 40 and you're still talking about that as the big event of your life, you probably need to move on because nobody really cares. It's not important. It was in 55. It was 30 years ago, whatever, you know. If you're 40, what is that, 22 years ago? Yeah, there's nothing more important that happened in your life than that. Oh, okay. I'm not going to let 20 years of my 60 years of life define who or what I am. It's a part of who I am, but it doesn't define it. It's time to move on. Bigger and better things, folks. Bigger and better things. Traveloko. Yeah. Everybody's wrapped up about this contract thing. Big face trucker said it the best. You don't want to sign it? Don't sign it. Does he wish they would have given him a little bit more notice on it? Yeah. But if you don't want to sign it, don't sign it. I keep hearing people on YouTube, you know, including the truckers coach, you know, that they're signing leases, signing agreements, and then whining about them. Well, they made me. Well, you know, if you're not smart enough not to sign something that you think is inaccurate or you haven't had adequate time to review or have your lawyer review, which is always a good idea considering contracts are a legal document, then, you know, that's on you. Personally, I got a lawyer. I got a real good lawyer. I like him reviewing things and saying, yeah, this is all right. Or this is what this means. This is what this means. Now, did Traveloko have to do a new contract? Probably not. This is just my humble opinion. You know, supposedly it was pet policy, ELDs, and insurance went down. Probably could have notified you about the insurance going down because they were going to take less money out of your check than they were before. Is somebody going to sue them because they didn't take enough money out of their check? I seriously doubt it. Yeah, you tell me my insurance costs are going down. I'm good with that. You know, and if they were telling you that your insurance was going up, hey, if it went up more than you wanted to, leave. Who cares? Are contracts complicated? Some are, some aren't. But, in my opinion, it's always good to have a lawyer look at it. So, for what it's worth. You know? But, like Big Face Trucker said, sign it or don't sign it. If you don't want to sign it, don't. Move on. Anyway, that's my deal. You know, like I said in the beginning, YouTube truckers, for the most part, what they're putting out is a waste of time. You know, you want actual knowledge. Yeah, in my opinion, I think Jeffrey Light's got the best information out there, and he goes in depth and he explains it. There's things to be learned there. You know? These other guys, I don't know what they know or don't know. But Jeffrey has the ability to sit there and run down through it and explain it, use his little whiteboard, and it makes sense. So if you're going to listen to somebody for business knowledge, he's a real good one to listen to, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know. I went to University of Maryland. They say it's a good school. Who knows? Maybe I'm not as smart as they wanted me to be or something. I don't know. But I like Jeffrey. I like his info. And he's an Air Force vet, but he doesn't tell you that every other day. Probably not real important in his life. It was just part of his life, you know? That's my point. Even after 20 years, the Air Force was nice. I like the check every month, but it was just part of my life. It's not what defines me. And that's my point on the vet thing. If you're going to let that define you and you weren't a combat vet, you probably didn't suffer a whole lot. I know I didn't. Lived good. Had fun. Be smart. Pay attention to who you listen to. Somebody I've changed opinions on as far as YouTube truckers. Oh, by the way, Trucker Brown. I like his series of, I don't know, I guess you call it just reality trucking, you know. I like it. I like his new stuff. Some of it's negative, some of it's positive, and that's any job. So nothing there to be real fucking worried about. It's just the way it is. LaShawn Parks puts out some good info. There's things I disagree with, but that's what people do. People disagree. So take it for what it's worth. Now, why would people in the parking area? Anyway, that's enough of this. I'm tired of it already myself. Y'all have a good day. I've got a couple I'm going to put out. I do have a question. Everybody talks about expenses. What's it cost to run your truck? What's your cost per mile? Blah, 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 blah. You know what nobody talks about? And I'm interested to know? What's their actual profit per mile at the end of the week? I know what mine is. I figure it out every week. I figured out with the deadhead. I figured out with what the loaded miles, my average was for the week. Profit. I just wonder if anybody else does it. Anyway. Just my opinion. Y'all do what you want to do. Hey, thumbs up, thumbs down. Leave a comment. I don't care. I really don't. I don't get AdSense. I don't want AdSense. I never want AdSense. That's chasing pennies to me. It ain't worth it. I ain't got the time to make that many people happy because I really don't care if you're happy with my videos or not. Really don't matter. So anyway, like I said, thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment, pass it on, share it, whatever you want to do. I don't care. And hey, I'll put up something again one of these days. Who knows when? Bye-bye now.